And Houston area school districts are increasing security on campus for the remainder of the school year. Meantime, Houston Police Chief Art Acevedo wrote a Facebook post that's now gone viral saying, quote, "I've hit rock bottom. This isn't a time for prayers and study and inaction. It's a time for prayers, action, and the asking of God's forgiveness for our inaction, especially the elected officials that ran to the cameras, acted in solemn manner, called for prayers, and will once again do absolutely nothing."
Wow.
That's what we talked about on Friday. It's infuriating. I mean, you weren't here, Al. You were at a high school, how ironically. And what was the feedback that you heard from the students there? Well,
honestly, those kids are so immersed in their work. They hadn't really heard about it yet, so I didn't want to bring that up. I knew we were dealing with it on air, so I didn't want to ruin. That was their last day before graduation. I didn't want to bring that up. They'll find that out in the time they have. It's just like, for me, I had to really focus on the positivity there, and I sent you guys a group text saying, you know, let's focus on the positive. I sent you a picture of the kids, but it's tough. I mean, you know, I've lost it over this issue, but I mean, that was 3 or 4 shootings ago. I mean, it's almost been beaten out of me at this point, Erica. I don't know what to do. I mean, arm our teachers? That guy also had explosives. Should we teach them to be bomb diffusers as well? Like, what are we doing here?
And we're talking about a school district that has been more aggressive when it comes to utilizing guns. That's part of the reason why a lot of people are saying that there weren't more victims. But it's interesting because unlike Parkland, the rhetoric is very different for this. They're not really talking so much about gun control. They're talking about the lack of God and religion in schools. And it's also very interesting because the shooter was just Greek dancing at his Greek Orthodox church a matter of a few days before. The difference between where you were and where we're seeing here is that these high schools are a tiny microcosm of this society. Where you were at, they talked about family, about the fact that they were all rooting for one another, that they were in this together. So that's a community. We don't have we have community high schools, but we don't have a community in high schools.
Wow, that is a great point. Does that make you think twice when putting Lawson in a school? Are you going to look for more schools like Team Landry that really do emphasize on looking out for one another and having community within their culture?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I want that for Lawson no matter what, you know, but you can't predict where or when something like this is going to happen. Hopefully it never happens again. And I say that with optimism, you know, thinking that most likely it's gonna, unless we do something to change it. You know, we could fight back and forth about gun laws all we want, but the fact of the matter is what we're doing right now is not working. It's not working, and we're trying it over and over and over again.
And what's the definition of insanity?
And we keep getting the same result, thinking you're gonna get a different result by doing the same thing. So no matter you're for or against gun law, whatever you are, things need to change. Something needs to be done to change what is going on. And I don't know what that is, but people on both sides need to meet in the middle, like I always say, and find some sort of resolution and try to prevent this in the future.
Yeah.